It's time for a moment for missions, and I have the honor to introduce a good friend of mine, Jennifer Munega, from the Executive Director of Cameron Community Ministries. Please extend a nice, warm Men in Church welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. What a lovely church. Thank you for having me here. You won me over singing all my favorite praise. I'm so excited. It's great. Well, I know that some of you know about Cameron, especially since Bob is on our board and Miss Irene is very involved. But I thought I'd give you a little talk anyway. So thank you already for your support and your time and treasures and talents. We appreciate all of that and taking care of our neighbors in the city. Cameron Community Ministries is an urban outreach center in the Lyle Otis neighborhood of Rochester. It's a tough neighborhood. I'm sure you've heard about Lyle Ave, if nothing else. It's an interesting place. We have many programs, including a youth after school and summer program, a free hot meal program that serves lunch daily, and an emergency food pantry, as well as a clothing house that serves community members who are in need of clothing and household items. Last year, we served over 55,000 meals in our soup kitchen, and our youth programs had extensive waiting lists, so it's a very busy place. The pictures are just going to cycle through, don't really go along with what I'm saying, but they're really good to see some of our kids and our volunteers at work. So Cameron seeks to meet the needs of a neighborhood where a significant number of families live in poverty. 99% of the kids who are enrolled in our programs are eligible to receive free school lunches. There are many factors that create an environment for poor choices and negative behaviors that can lead to lifelong consequences. Most of Cameron's kids are considered at risk of crime, violence, teen parenting, substance abuse, poor academic performance, including dropout, and much more. Cameron staff and volunteers work every day to give the children and their families the tools necessary for a better, more successful future. So today I wanted to talk to you about one family in particular who is near and dear to us. They are the Toppin family, and they're involved in many of our services. So they come to the youth program, they come to the hot lunch program, and Mom was also involved in our work experience program through DHS. That program allows people to come in and learn skills in order to transfer them to a successful job. All in turn, they're receiving their benefits through DHS to make things work for their family. So the Toppin family is one of the very small percentage of intact families, meaning mom and dad are living together and they're raising their two girls, Kayla, who's 12, and Janiah, who's 8. They live in the neighborhood. Mom has a high school diploma, and she was placed at Cameron to do her WEP assignment, the work experience program. Dad did not graduate from high school, and he works full-time at the Home Depot. They struggle to make ends meet, but they do their best, and by all important measures, they are doing a pretty good job. Kayla and Janiah are sweet and well-behaved girls. Kayla is a role model and a leader at her school and at Cameron. She was elected Cameron president this year, and she does her best at school, although she's struggling a little bit with ELA, which is where we help her most when we're doing our tutoring. Janiah has a deep sense of intrinsic morality. One time a while ago in the cafeteria during a kids' cafe meal, I couldn't help but notice Janiah shoveling green beans in her mouth while holding her nose, and they were like the stringy kind, not the good, crisp kind. They were kind of slimy and probably came out of a can from Food Link. I purposely praised her for doing this because I know that she wasn't enjoying it, but she was doing it. She said she had to because her mom said she had to, and Mom wasn't there. But if she didn't, she couldn't get a special treat before she went to bed. We never give Mom updates. We never say, by the way, Janiah didn't eat her green beans today. And she knew that we wouldn't give updates, but she did it anyway. Day after day, she ate those veggies because she knew it was the right thing to do and she wanted that treat. Now, this also may be because this family reads the Bible together at night before they go to bed. A couple years ago, we started offering a Bible study at Cameron for the kids. One of the pastors, a local pastor who was on our board at the time, helped to start it. And Kayla and Janiah were the first ones to sign up. And as the classes went on, we could tell that they were familiar with the stories. Almost 2 years ago, the family suffered a fire in their apartment and they lost everything. It was really scary for the girls and, of course, the parents because they literally had nothing. It was during the night, so they had their PJs. That's it. They had to start over. So with the help of our wonderful Cameron supporters, we were able to get them clothes and shoes and furniture and dishes and help them move into their new apartment. One of the things that the girls were most upset about losing was their Bible. We had given all the girls a Bible that were in our Bible study, and it was a kid's Bible. It was wonderful. Not their clothes or their baby dolls or Barbies, but their Bibles. And admittedly, that probably wouldn't be the thing that I thought of and missed the most right afterwards. So we made sure to replace those as well. Kayla's favorite verse, she'll tell you if you go and quiz her, she'll let you know. Her favorite verse is Jeremiah 29:11. She has it memorized. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope in the future. I tell you this story about the Toppins because I think that it best represents Cameron and what we are all about. Neighbors utilize our services, and they're good people. They're leaning towards the cracks, and they just need a little hand up to catch them. Now notice that I said hand up and not hand out. Our mission is to provide hope through emergency services, engagement, education, and empowerment. We're trying to interrupt the cycles of poverty that are holding these families down. Essentially, our goal is to run ourselves out of business. The Toppins are on their way out, as most of our families are. And I want to end by telling you a little bit about our girls group that some of you know through Miss Irene. R&R for Girls stands for Respect and Responsibility, and it's a group for our 5th and 6th grade girls to learn respect, responsibility for themselves and for others. The girls are learning self-sufficiency skills, social skills, etiquette, self-esteem, and team building. They go on career-minded field trips, have dinner parties with Miss Irene, have guest speakers such as your women's group, Bob's wife, and they visit colleges, all things to make them look towards their future. As part of the group this year, we took the girls to Mercy High School. We took 7 girls, and out of those 7, now we weren't sure what was going to happen because it's an all-girls school and it's in, not in the city, very, very different than anything that they're used to. So we weren't sure what to expect, but they all fell in love with it. So out of 7 of those girls, 5 took the placement exam a few days later to see if they could get in. 2 were accepted with flying colors. They'll be attending in the fall. We couldn't be more proud. This is a huge step for them. We will need help filling the gaps financially for the families for things like lunches and uniforms and some of the tuition costs, but we know that with the wonderful support that we have, we'll get them there. Oh yeah, one last thing. Kayla was one of the girls who was accepted. She wants to be a doctor someday, and she'll get there. She knows this plan is to give them hope in a future. Thank you.
Okay, as far as the story about the girls going to Mercy, excuse me. So the only thing stopping the 2 girls that were accepted was they needed to cover a $250 registration fee each. Mission stepped up and said they're going to cover the $500 for the girls.
Oh my